Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of the Supply Chain Insiders. We are going to be talking about 5 strategies to accelerate growth in 2025. We did some deep dive research. I'm going to pull up my screen here. We're going to talk through this a little bit, and hopefully you guys pick up some really good tips for your revenue growth for the year that we're in now. And we were really fortunate to do a collaboration with Brush Pass Research, our friend Kevin Hill, top 1,000 freight brokers that they have, and all kinds of details there. Of course, our company, and then Virago Marketing. We work with them on really supply chain content and marketing, which is so important in the world we live in, what people see about you. And we're going to be talking through 5 keys today. And you can click on the full newsletter and also related podcasts within that newsletter by clicking on the link within the post. One of the things we talk about, according to Salesforce.com in the article, 69% of sales executives say buying processes are advancing faster than their organizations can adapt. And there was also a study done, roughly the same amount of sales executives say it's more difficult to sell now than it was before. But it really comes down to there's a gap between the way that people buy today and the way that people are trying to sell today. There's a disconnect there in a lot
there really is, and it's interesting to understand and really dig deep which caused it. It's a chicken and the egg type of thing. Did the way people buy change, and therefore selling has changed or not kept up, or has selling advanced to where the buyers had to change their moats and filters, et cetera, that don't quite match what's going on? It's an interesting concept. Very, very interesting to see what's going on there. That disconnect is certainly there.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it was COVID-19. People changed the way that they research and do their buying. That was a big part of it. But I also think you're right that sellers are out there changing the way they're going to market and making it easier for a buyer to basically convince themselves to buy something. So there's both of those things that have happened. The last 5 years, I think the buyer journey has changed dramatically. Number one, this is the foundation of the house. Number one, use market intelligence to target high value prospects. Your targeting and your ideal client profile is very important, but beyond that, get some information about them that's going to help you either sell or not, or decide not to go after that company. And when people think about market intelligence, they're thinking, oh my gosh, years and years of research. We've done projects, Michael, reaching out to 1,000+ potential targets with 1 or 2 qualifying questions to get some really key information about them. So that's one of the things we've been doing. And then of course, we've got a leads database, Trucking Tower Leads, with over 14,000 trucking executives. Brush Pass Research has the top 1,000 freight brokerages. And we do all kinds of research of other targets as well within the supply chain industry. But getting those targets right and then getting some information about them is very key.
100% accurate. I mean, the mistake is sellers have utilized new technology, et cetera, to spray and pray at a greater volume, which screws up both sides. It causes the seller or the buyer to put up more moats and be much more skeptical of what's hitting them. When you get spammed constantly, hey, I can help you grow your sales. You don't even know what you do, and you're trying to tell me you can, build my sales or whatever it happens to be. I don't even have a clue what's going on. And in reality, what you need to be, and they're being pushed, right? There's the gamification of sales. You need to make 900 contacts a day or a week or whatever it happens to be, right? So now you got the technology to do that, but now it's less quality, but more contacts. When in reality, you should be creating more quality with fewer spray and pray and more targeted rifle approach instead of shotgun approach, like you're saying. Know what the market is, find out that target market and a little bit of information about them, and success rates go much higher.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. Which brings us to number 2. I call it the what's in it for them factor. It's so important. I get hit with things all the time, and I look through it, and if I don't see value within the first several seconds, like what's in it for me, then I just go, I don't know, and I move on, right? So
Yeah.
having that lead with value and verified results is so important if you want to grow sales quickly.
100%. I talked to a guy this morning and he said something, and this is the second time today I'm going to use a quote from my new good friend, Tim Noonan, who's founder and CEO of a company called Evertrack. But he said, you need to sell them a painkiller and not a vitamin.
Okay.
I mean, and that's what it is. You like it's just it. What the value first approach? What pain are you solving?
Right.
If you're just selling them a vitamin, then you're way behind the eight ball. You've got to solve something that is immediately right now.
Absolutely. There's three big ones: revenue growth, cost reduction, and time savings. If you
Yeah.
can get them with one or more of those right away, they can visualize, oh, that could save me a lot of money. That could help me grow my revenue, or that could help me save a lot of hours. You're onto something. So we
Yeah.
always, when we work with clients, we're always about what does it do value wise, and we always have to work through some sort of a financial model, right? You got to be able to say quantitatively, how is this going to help? And that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
And then the next thing, right along those same lines, build credibility with case studies and social proof. So most likely, I'd give it about a 99+% chance when you outreach to someone in whatever platform it is, they're going to go to your social profile and your website.
Mm.
And if on that website and profile, they can see value and proof, like people saying things about you, not you saying it, then
Yeah.
you've got a much, much higher likelihood of getting into a meeting with that person for sure.
Absolutely, because they can check up on you. You can do all of the um, testimonials you want, but if it isn't there on your website, if it isn't there on your social link, whatever it happens to be, that it isn't there. It didn't
Right.
happen, right? No
Right.
picture, no happened, right? That's
That's
just the
right.
way it is. You've
That's
got to
right.
convince. You've got to convince the people that it is. And if you can't convince them, then don't convince them. You need to start over and find some way to do it, right? You don't keep pounding with non-convincing evidence. Doesn't work.
Right. Right. Exactly. And then in the world we live in today, there's automation everywhere. Um, we've used automation to our advantage. Let me just give you an example. If you're trying to reach out to 2,400 high value targets,
Hmm?
statistics show that it takes on average 7 touches with information to get to a sales meeting. So take
Yeah.
2,400 times 7. Do you want to do copy paste 10,900 times? Or do you want to use some automation to your advantage? And then when there's a trigger, there is a reply, you push them over to a sales funnel and you do, more targeted follow-ups. You can automate a lot of this. I mean, you can automate a whole lot of that follow-up cycle.
Yeah, I would agree. And this is one where people shy away, or there's almost like two sides of the fence here, the automated or the personal, hey, build a relationship and build and build and build and build and stuff like that. That's fantastic when you're the CEO or the vice president, et cetera. But it's not so fantastic when you're the frontline salesperson who's got to make 25 touches a day, right? Building relationships doesn't work. There's no, well, boss, I built 17 relationships today. Really? Is there freight on the truck?
Right.
You know what I'm
And the
saying?
funny thing
So
about it is when you do it the right way, you're building a rapport, but you're
that's
not
and that's what I'm
exchanging
saying.
calendar dates 75 times a day. Like,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
You're
That's
getting
that's
to a
that's what
building
I'm getting at is
rapport.
that
But
yeah, that's
that's
what I'm getting at is that automation is there and it needs to be used as a tool, but it's not a crutch. Again, it's not a new technology for you to spray and pray even more with people you have no idea. It is to build, or it's another tool that only works if it's fed with the fuel of 1, 2, and 3 being accurate. Just like
right.
you said, you start with the base. 1, 2, and 3 need to be there and they need to be quality. Then 4 works.
Right.
Four doesn't work without 1, 2, and 3, period.
That's right. Exactly. That's right. And then the last one, the number 5, strengthen your outreach with a multi-touch strategy. There's been studies like by Selling Power Magazine. The average salesperson will reach out about 2 times and give up. But statistics show that it takes 7 on average to get to a sales meeting. So there's, again, a disconnect. The buyer needs, there's the funnel, right? There's top of funnel. They're cold. They don't know anything. Then you warm them up. That's the middle of the funnel. Then you get down here and you get to actual sales meetings, and then you get to closes. Well, there's a journey there. And if you're just like trying to get to the end before going through the journey, you're going to have much less success in getting clients landed. So there is a buyer journey. We all live it. And essentially, when you buy something, you have to convince yourself it's going to help. You have to.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and it's oftentimes, and I've done this myself, I have gotten a cold email or even a cold call that I've talked to somebody over the phone and or in person, made the note, fully intended to reach back to that person, but it is not my job to reach back to that person. Right? My job was something else. It was operations, it was sales, it was marketing, it was product development, it was commercialization, it was whatever it was happened to be at the time. I've done a lot of different things. It's not to answer salespeople. So you're losing out, because very well could be in somebody's notebook like this with a big old star next to it that says, I need to get back with Andy. And as soon as I turn this page, the chances of me going back to that other page, not real good.
That's very low.
So yeah, you need to turn that page for them. You need to turn that page for them.
That's right. Well, there's a lot more detail and research within the article, so I'd encourage everybody, go look at it. There's statistics and trends and insights from all 3 of our companies. Very, very thankful to have collaborated on that article. And we just want you to be able to go out there and use it to your advantage. And of course, absolutely, reach out to us if there's any questions or anything we can do to help. So be sure and go check it out. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for listening or watching today. And we will see you guys again on the next one.
Right on. Peace and love.